What's up, Bucktooth Buckos? Oldmantup coming at you today with the post-game press conference for Week 5. And Week 5, we played A-Drive and the St. Louis Rampardos. We took them down to a 1-0 in a match that we had in hand, and some sloppy play at the end of the match really let it go. I mean, the match was still 50-50 at that point, depending on damage output, but we took the least likely 50% course and lost the match. So, fun stuff. Also, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your tub. Just want you to know. Okay, let's dive into the questions. Luca A says, Tup, do you think you can break the fire, water, grass core of the New York Yankees? Also, we all know Curum is very underrated. Do you think Curum can prove its worth to everyone and strike fear into the hearts of the opponents? Now, do I believe that I can break the fire, water, grass core of the New York Yankees? He's talking about my Week 6 opponent, which is Shady Penguin. And that's who we play next week. Well, this week, technically. And, I mean, this match is being billed as the battle of the two best fire, water, grass cores in the league. And I mean, it's my humble opinion that we have the best fire, water, grass core, but we're going to have to prove it this week. And we are going to have to beat the likes of Mega Venusaur, Melodic, and Rotom Heat. And that is a really interesting combo because it pairs up, I mean, it matches off very well against some of the higher threats on my team. So we're doing a little bit of work to get the team prepared to work a little bit different this week. Okay, so Curum is very underrated. I agree. Namely why I took it so late in the draft, because I knew it was going to hang around because nobody ever takes it. Do you think it will prove its worth and strike fear into other teams? I mean, if they're not already preparing for Curum, then they're dumb. Plain and simple. Okay, JCUB72, aka Captain Crocodile, says, well done with Arcanine, with the Arcanine set this week. I'm loving how you're using Pork Chop, and I am rooting for him to rise in the league leaders. Here's my question for the week. Endeavor Archeops seemed to work well this week, but do you think using it as a kill-for-kill Pokemon each week is worth it? Or could he be up for trade for another utility or support mon? Okay, first off, thank you. I'm glad you like Arcanine. I am falling in love with it. Arcanine is putting in the finest of work, and if I'm not mistaken, has the most kills on the team at this point. So, what was the question? Endeavor Archeops seemed to work well this week. We needed a rock setter this week, even though we never got rock set, which would have helped us in the long run. But, it was able to come in and do what we needed it to do. Take a hit, break a sub, and bring Victini down within an inch of its life. And, which made it easy pickings at the end of the game, which was good. So, I mean, trading it off 1-for-1, I mean, it was, this week its role was a suicide lead. Plain and simple. That is what it is designed to do. Set up rocks, lay something down to 1 hit point, end. So, I mean, it did exactly what it was supposed to do this week. There's nothing that I am planning on trading at this point. I like the team we have, even though Golbat hasn't made it onto the field. He will. We haven't had a team that's had a super huge fighting type that we're so terribly worried about yet that I've had to bust him out. So we'll see him in the future. Don't worry. I will not be trading Archeops for another support mon. Archeops is fast and it just lays the boomstick all the time. Okay, Ryan Plummer asks, Coach Tup, what were your expectations heading into the match against the St. Louis Rampardos, and did we meet them this week? Absolutely. Our expectations going to the match with the St. Louis Rampardos was to go in, dig in, lay some hits, and do our best to win the match. And we did that. We took him to a 1-0. He is historically one of the percentage-wise most winning coaches in this format. So, I mean, we stood toe-to-toe with him, and we took him down to the wire. So, I mean, that's only good things in my opinion. Did we make some mistakes? Yeah, we did. Did he make some mistakes? Yeah, he did. I mean, they happen in a battle. So, I think we met all our expectations, and we proved we could stand toe-to-toe with the last year's runner-up to the finals. So, yeah. It's Deco Plays, a green sword dude, says, do you think you would have won if you didn't sack Excadrill to Blastoise? I mean, that's the theory. Nobody knows would I have won. I think it would have put me in a lot better position. Not only would it have put Jellicent at full health after coming in on the Scald, but, I mean, it would have given, yeah. It would have given me a better percentage to win the match in the end. So, yeah. Okay, PJ Pitt asks, Coach, which of Shady's threats are you the most worried about? To be honest, I am personally the most afraid of Jirachi, just because I have been hacked by that thing so many stinking times in my competitive career. Excuse me. That I'm really worried that I'm just going to get Ironhead flinched to death or Body Slam parried to death. And that's no bueno, and I don't want that. Scarfrachi is a really, really serious threat that we need to take a look at. So, that, Rotom Heat is pretty dangerous for the team if I don't make the right predictions around it. So, yeah. Those two are the highest on my list of things that I really need to be paying attention to. Spino James says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident do you currently feel like of making it to the finals? How confident am I that we're going to make it to the finals? 10. We're going to make it to the finals. It's not a question of how confident are we. We're going to do it. We're going to go into this week. We're going to hopefully make the halfway point of the season at a 50-50 win-loss ratio. We're going to come out 3-3, and we're just going to hit a streak from there. And that's what we need a big win this week for, to catapult us on our march to the finals. And I mean, because if we make it to the playoffs, it's over. No one's going to stop us in the playoffs. We got the team. We've got the guys that are just going to come up. We're just going to lay the hits, and it'll be over at that point. We make it to the playoffs, we might as well book us for the finals, because that's all it's going to be. Because I tell you one thing, Lars sure as heck isn't going to stop us if we make it to the playoffs. Okay. Iron Fist Ape says, losing both matches in your division, all three, do you believe there will be extra pressure taking on the Borussia Dawn fans or when rematching Dan and Gio? I'm going to guess you didn't know I played the Dawn fans already, but I've lost to everyone in my division at this point. So, we know how not to beat them. And now we know how not to beat them. We need to figure out how to beat them. And any extra pressure? No. The pressure is going to be on them, because they are going to be the ones that have to stop the rise to success. Because we're going to come at the second half of the season, we're just going to be going all out. And we're just going to beat everybody, so it doesn't matter. So they can be as nervous as they want to be, because we're just going to walk through them all. Coach, this is... I'm going to just say it's Lagadeer. Coach, do you regret the Thunder set you brought this match, or do you still stand by your prep? I stand by my prep. He just didn't bring one of two threats that would have walled a lot of my team. I needed the Grass Knot in the event that he brought his Golurk or Quagsire, and he's shown in the past he has a penchant for bringing Golurk. So I had to prep for it, and there would have been two bulky Mons on his team that would have 100% walled Thundurus had I not, or had I gone with the Sludge Wave, or even the Focus Blast. So I stand by my prep. I believe what we did was the right decision. Unfortunately, he prepped very well himself, and there was no way around it. So, I always stand by my prep. Okay, Ivan Valdez, do you think the loss versus Dan made you more hyped to verse Shady? Are there any transactions going to happen? No transactions happening at the current. I am always open to trades if it makes our team better. But I'm not going to go out and propose trades. But, I mean, I'm not going to be completely blind to them. I don't think there's anything in free agency that we can pick up at this point that's going to help us. We have a good team. We just need to get our strategy and our play in line. Do I think that my match versus Dan made me any hyper for Shady? I mean, it obviously made me want to beat him more because I've never beaten Dan in 3 attempts now, and this will be my 3rd attempt to beat Shady, who I've never beat. So, he's having a rough go this season, just like we're having a rough go this season. He's 2-3, we're 2-3. We got the Battle of the Firewater Grass Course, and it's time to lay the smackdown. Now, I love Shady to death, but I want to stomp him in the dirt this week. I really do. Black Spotted Zebra, the artist behind the Pittsburgh Pirates logo. Time to address the elephant in the room. Now, Black Spotted Zebra is always ragging on Excadrill. We know the play where things went south. Was Excadrill's decision to stay in on Blastoise his own ego as a #1 pick, or was that play called by the coaches? Now, this was a 50-50 play. We had a timeout before that play went in, and we talked, and I was like, listen, do you think you can do this? And he did. He wanted to stay in, so I put it in his hands. Maybe we won't put it in his hands next time. Maybe it will be, hey, guess what? Have a seat. Jellison's going in. Okay. The BC Lion Kings. The Lions King. The BC Lions King. I'm going to assume this is someone who has a draft format team. 7.0. Okay. Coach, how do you feel about Shady's team? Are you going the underrated beast that is Kurum? Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna try to read that again. Okay, how do I feel about Shady's team? I think Shady's team and my team match up very well against each other. I think Excadrill's gonna be important this week. We can't let go down turn 1 like we did against Crimson Seabad, because that would be no bueno. So, about the rest of his team, Scarf Excadrill or Sandrush Excadrill puts in a lot of work. A lot. If we run Sandrush, the only thing I'm a little bit worried about is Rotom Heat because of that Levitate. I don't think in any universe an Adamant Rock Slide takes down a even moderately bulky Rotom Heat. But yeah, so I'm a little worried about that. But I mean, other than that, we have a really good team matchup against them. Well, we have a good team matchup against each other because a lot of our things that counter the other person's things in turn counter the other person's things. Like his Firewater Grass Core gets beat by my Firewater Grass Core, but in the same notion, my Firewater Grass Core can get beat by his Firewater Grass Core because they don't really hard counter each other. It's more of a situational, well, if he has this and goes for this, and this goes for this, his Firewater Grass Core beats mine. But if the momentum swing the other direction, and he switches in this and I go for this, I want to say our cores are a stalemate when playing each other. He has the very good benefit of his fire type having the electric as a second type. That's just fantastic because it's going to help him out with Jellicent a lot. But that's why I'm really looking forward to seeing how things are going to go. But alright guys, this has been Oldmantup with the Week 5 post-game press conference. If you have any questions or conflicts about what I have said in this press conference, please leave them in the comment section down below. And next time we will see you will be with Pirates on Sunday. Alright guys, it's been Oldmantup, and we will catch you on the flip side. Peace.